Good evening, everyone. I'm James Fillmore. Diane Daniels has the night off. We begin tonight with the latest on the Michigan City daycare death investigation. Michigan City police say the owner of Trisha's Playhouse, Trisha Calvin, has not been arrested yet. She's charged with 2 felonies, reckless homicide and involuntary manslaughter. In June, 5-year-old Amarion Williams died after he accidentally hanged himself on a jump rope that was hanging off an outdoor playset at the daycare. Police say the only 2 caregivers at the time were inside when it happened. An Elkhart County man is being treated for 2nd and 3rd degree burns after a water heater explosion this morning. Here's a picture of the med flight landing at Griner Mennonite Church. Firefighters say a man in his mid to late 20s was trying to light a water heater that ran out of gas. He used too much gas and it exploded. He suffered burns to his face and hands. The South Bend Tribune reports he was flown to St. Joseph Regional Medical Center in Mishawaka, where his condition is unknown. Tomorrow, a memorial service at sea will be held for a 17-year-old pilot from Indiana and his father. Their plane crashed during an around-the-world flight attempt. American Samoa's lieutenant governor is expected to lead the Sunday afternoon service, which includes throwing a wreath at sea to remember Harris Suleiman and his father, Bobber. The service will be held at the site where searchers believe the plane may have gone down. His journey was also a fundraiser to help build schools in his father's native Pakistan. Republican Governor Rick Snyder reports raising $3.3 million this year for his re-election campaign. That's about $500,000 more than Democratic opponent Mark Schauer, who was aided by applying for nearly $1 million in public campaign funds. Snyder's campaign is emphasizing his money advantage and the decision not to take contributions from political action committees. Well, some local pools are in the deep end after a not-so-hot summer. WSBT's Suzanne Spencer talked with owners who say storms and cooler temperatures are to blame. All right, thank you, Suzanne. Well, some of our very own from WSBT took part in the Urban Adventure Games. Bob Montgomery and Leanne Tokars, as well as Carrie Peugeot and Abby Wepler, were among the teams of 2. The way it works is participants explore the many things to do in South Bend and Mishawaka by foot or bike, and they face challenges along the way. A lot of people we spoke to say they had a blast.
We're all about speed, efficiency.
Yeah. We're doing pretty good.
We strategized really to have the least amount of effort possible, but still come out victorious.
We'll have more from the Urban Adventure Games next week on WSBT first thing in the morning. Art lovers took over the Eddy Street Commons today, and it was for a good cause. It's the first ever art festival for the Women Build, a Habitat for Humanity project. The project needs at least $80,000 a year so that volunteers can build a home for a family in need. It's the trial run for the festival, and some organizers say they hope it becomes the signature event.
This sounds to me like a lot of girl power going on.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit. I know. We were like, women build, women artists. It was a nice way. And then we're building a house for a single mom.
Nearly 40 female artists donated pieces to be auctioned off. The actual construction of the home takes place from August to October. A hog roast, kids games, a car show, and even live music. It was all part of the biggest fundraiser of the year for the St. Joseph County Special Olympics. The goal this year was to raise $5,000. The athletes don't have to pay to participate in the Special Olympics, so the money raised helps cover transportation costs and entry fees, among other things.
With people with special needs, a lot of times they don't have opportunities, so this is a great opportunity for them.
Some of the Special Olympics athletes put on a talent show during the event. For more than 100 years, South Bend has been home to a growing Serbian community. Today, the Serbian Orthodox Church invited everyone to be an honorary Serb during its one-day festival on the south side. It showcases plenty of ethnic food and entertainment. Some of the proceeds went to local charities. Now, the church was founded back in 1911, and it's said to be one of the oldest Serbian Orthodox churches in the United States. Coming up, Gaza reaches a ceasefire agreement, but for how long? Plus, fighter jets escort a plane back to Canada. How police neutralize the threat. It's going to be a good idea to have an umbrella handy tomorrow, sounds like.
Yeah, it looks like late morning, mid-afternoon, we're going to be game of the week.
Yeah, as the week goes on, it's going to feel more like July.
Yeah, but
good.
Still not quite. We're still running significantly below average.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Well, talk about Christmas in July. The White House has already finished its Christmas tree shopping. A 2-day competition wrapped up in Allegan, Michigan with some of the country's top tree farmers. A farm in Layton, Pennsylvania gets the bragging rights and will have to supply an 18.5-foot tall tree for the White House in just a few months. A couple of Michigan farms were also in the running. Well, up next, a SWAT team storms a plane in Toronto, and tensions remain high as rockets rain down in Gaza. The latest on the Middle East conflict when we return. Amid more rocket fire by Hamas into Israel, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry is continuing talks in Paris with European foreign ministers. Now, he's hoping to transform short-term ceasefire there into more lasting cessation of fighting. Alfonso Van Marsh is in Tel Aviv with the latest. New information after dramatic moments on a Canadian plane bound for Panama City were captured on cell phone. Toronto police arrested a 25-year-old Canadian citizen after he allegedly made a direct threat to the aircraft. Ali Shahi faces charges of mischief to property and endangering the safety of an aircraft. NORAD says 2 fighter jets from Ohio flew with the plane out of U.S. airspace to Toronto as a precaution. Well, the U.S. has temporarily shut down its embassy in Libya and evacuated its diplomats to neighboring Tunisia as fighting intensified between rival militias. The State Department says they left by road with U.S. fighter jets and other aircrafts providing protection. Secretary of State John Kerry says embassy operations will resume when security improves. Well, stay with us. Sports is next. We'll get you ready for tomorrow's Hall of Fame induction ceremony by hearing from the Big Hurt himself, Frank Thomas. And we head north to Redbud as the four-wheelers take over the dirt track in Buchanan.
And he does it after his career almost came to an end.
What an incredible recovery, and it's so nice that he had that in front of his family.
Yeah,
too.
you saw all those people there to celebrate this incredible comeback.
All right, thanks, Carl. Well, that's going to have a final check your forecast next. All right, sounds good. Well, that's going to do it for WSBT News at 11. Don't forget, you can always check news at WSBT.com.